Well, hello. JR?
Hello everyone and welcome to the second round of the Sim Racing Experience GT3 League Series presented by LuxSim24 and broadcasted by, you know it, Two Ravens TV. I'm Riley Hayes, and with me in the commentary booth today we've got David Penner and Matthew Ballracer. How's it going?
Doing good. How about you?
Well,
Doing pretty good. Pretty good. So the second round here is hosted at the Daytona International Circuit. We've got the AMs currently doing their qualifying runs. With a little bit of a twist, it's going to be at night. So temps are going to be a little bit lower. Visibility is going to be a little bit different versus the Daytona race that we had last week. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they do with regards to strategy and tyres and whatnot. So track temperature is 19 degrees Celsius with an ambient of 18 degrees Celsius. So again, it's going to be really interesting to see what they do.
That it is, Riley. Especially seeing as these lower temperatures are going to allow for a lot of good traction, especially on these, high force corners such as T1 and through the bus stop chicanes.
yeah, looking at these cold temps while we're watching practice, we're actually seeing rapid times during practice. So a lot of the front runners are going to have good grip around here, and yeah, there'll be lots of fast laps. So primarily what the circuit is totally different from Sebring, same state of Florida, but different circuit. This circuit's more focused on the draft, so staying that 1 second of the car in front of you is essential. That'll get you throughout the NASCAR turns. That would be the best thing for you there, really, to do track positions or whatever. There are a couple of opportunities to get into, possibly coming to the bus stop. There could be a dive inside, anything like that. But other than T1 as well, a couple of places in the infield. But primarily, it's just a draft. That's going to be the big thing to go for this track. It's gonna be fun and interesting.
So just some information on the track. This is a 3.56 mile track with the layout provided, which is the road course circuit. The same circuit layout used for the Rolex 24 that the official guys use in real life, and the iRacing 24 hours of Daytona as well, same layout. The fastest lap in real life around here, set by the GT3 class, is a 1 minute 44.591. I can actually see on our timing sheet that we've actually already had that time absolutely blasted out of the park. With, I apologise if I butcher any names, by Roy Pinheiro, I think, with a 144.22. In the AM class, so I'm sure that we're going to see some 141s even from the pro guys tonight.
A little quick spin from Steve.
Yep, just a little ambition ahead of adhesion there coming into the second hairpin on the infield.
Yeah. So about qualifying, 25-minute qualifying in total. 10 minutes for each class. We have the pro class and AM class. Right now is the AM class, and we're about halfway through the AM class as well at the time. So right now we've got Sergio on top, posting a 144.1, Rui in second, the 144.2, and then Steve with the 144.6 so far for the top three there. So far, still pretty quick times, already past lap record. Really, the track temps are helping out a lot, but I'm excited to see how fast the pro guys can go.
Very much so. And hopefully we have a better race in the AM class, looking at just the qualifying times for Sergio this week. Sergio kind of ran away with the win for the AM class last week at Sebring.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, let's go for a little onboard lap with Steve Hannon here. Going passing through T1 right now. Going run down left, right through the little chicane there, right into the International Horseshoe. Going wide into the entry, coming to the apex, wide exit, and nail the throttle down. Gotta come in the tight left kink coming up ahead. Make sure you stay on line there. It can be very, if it's possible for too wide, but harder than brakes here, coming into 6-7 here. All right, little kind of horseshoe style as well, and get a tail brake at the first service road here, braking there, and then you're coming to the NASCAR part of the circuit right here. Just the mixed part of the circuit with the NASCAR and infield as well. So just turn 1, coming into turn 2, and this will turn into the back straightaway, which will go into the bus stop. But like I said before, the draft will be very important, especially coming to the bus stop here. It depends on which line you take. You're gonna look for the braking point and anchor on the brakes, coming quickly into the left side there, and to the right side, quick on the right hand side, right side again, left, and keep the foot planted down. Make sure you get that bus stop perfect, or you will lose time out of there. You lose time, you're gonna lose that draft, and it's gonna cost you position as well. Going through the long turns of 3 and 4 now, and now we're going back into the start-finish line, and that's about a lap on the Daytona infield.
For those playing at home, there was a 1:45.06 there set by Steve on our onboard lap. I just wanted to point out some changes that has been made to Daytona since the last time, at least that I've been here. They've remodeled the bus stop exit. They've added some curbing, I believe, on the exit of that, just to hopefully make it a little bit easier to hopefully not get an off track, because it's very notorious to get an off track through the bus stop and to get like a 2-second slowdown through there. It's quite aggravating in a 24-hour race. Also, I believe they've also changed pit exit as well, as we just come to the pits here. So I believe the pit exit speed limit has been moved from the original position a bit further around the corner, and those are really annoying sausage curbs that are removed from the left side of the track, so you will no longer get floor damage when you exit pits and look at them the wrong way. So it should make it a little bit easier to navigate this track, especially in a sprint layout like this. So yeah, it's going to be interesting how those changes reflect on the general pace that the guys have tonight.
All right, quickly going over the championship standings for the league so far. In the pro class, for the top 5, we have Matt Karuna with 25 points after the win in Sebring last week. Leon Penn and 22 points, second place. Adam Southgate, 20 points there. Billy Fletcher with 18 points with a strong comeback in Sebring. Then we got Matthew Denbrain for 5th, and with 16 points in started in the top 5 from the Pro Championship class. And for the AM class, we've got Sergio Vieira with win for the AM class last week as well, 25 points. Jamie Goodall for 22 points. Chet Shelton, after having a little bit of a argument with Sergio last week, but making a good comeback to get P3. Was able to get 20 points there. And Rui Felipe Mendez Pinheiro, 4th place there with 18 points. And Ray Peasley with 16 points. So still anyone's game there. It's only the second race out of the 5 we're going to have. So a lot of things that happen. But also, I've noticed that Matt Karuna is actually not in the race, I don't think, this week. So that's going to be a lot of points lost for him. So could get Leon or Adam anytime. Type of good race here. So we'll see about that.
As we've got the AMs finishing their current lap and the pros lining up at the end of the pit lane. You can see one of the changes that I mentioned was that the flags will move around from the end of the pit lane to pretty much the back straight of pit exit. I don't know if Dream will show it in a second, but yeah, it definitely has been moved around to that back end. Straight. So we are going to be seeing increased pit times as you're going to be on the limiter for a lot longer than you usually would be. Usually you just smash it in first gear once you get out of the pits and then slow it back down and potentially hit the wall on pit exit. But with this change, that is no longer. You're on the pit limiter for a grueling amount of time. As we've still got the pros lining up, just waiting for the okay from race control to give the okay to get out on track. Got all of them eager to set times here tonight, taking advantage of that low track temp. Again, 19 degrees track temp. That's pretty good for qualifying and for one-shot wonders. So it's gonna be interesting to see what kind of times these guys can push out.
Yeah, what we were seeing in practice here, I think it was a low 43. So possibly if someone gets to 42s, that's a astonishingly fast time that hopefully that can provide pull for that driver that does get into that 42. But we will see. So nice about this circuit. It's gonna be not as bumpy as Sebring, of course. Totally different circuit compared to Sebring. So drivers don't have to really pay attention that much on type of bumps to look out for. So possibly we can see maybe a little more harder racing, but just really going to depend on the draft throughout the NASCAR turns and parts of the circuit as well. So yeah, just waiting on the pros to head out. They'll be heading out shortly. But we'll see what type of times they can pull off.
So we mentioned that Sebring is a lot different to Daytona, and one of those is definitely the back straight and the level of downforce that you actually require around here. Of course, on a long track like this, where there's mainly straights and there's not many technical turns, it's only 8 turns of actual technical goodness that you need to navigate. So the infield and the bus stop that you actually need downforce on. It's mainly just NASCAR 1, 2, and 3 and 4 that you need to get through. So drivers, they run as little wing as possible. And apologies if you can hear my dogs in the background. You just use as little wing as possible to get as much, to make your car as slippery and to get as much speed down the back straight as possible, because speed is key at this track to passing on the back straight, because really that's the only, aside from sending it down the inside, that's your real only overtaking opportunity around here.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have like a Monza type of style of qualifying here, which is everyone try to be right behind each other, get that draft, see when we get that top speed off of the car in front. It looks like Billy's gonna give me passing, giving position. So I think he's trying to play that strat, having that draft possibly. So I think it'd be interesting. The draft will possibly get those racers into that 42. Definitely with these lower track teams, definitely have some good battles hopefully on track there. But major key point as well will be definitely the bus stop, which we're coming up on now. So usually you can try to send it on the inside, but that's if you have the overlap. If you don't, then forget about it, really. It's a very risky type of section, but we've seen many types of racers get it wrong there and end up in the barriers, either on the infield or on the to the wall as well.
And the first couple of pros have finished their out laps and are starting their first flying laps here in qualifying.
lot of the all the pro drivers showing a lot of good pace. We saw in practice around here, so I think we'll definitely have a possibly good fight first if they give me similar times, stuff like that. So we'll see what Leon can pull off here from the draft off of Luke. Oh, Luke's got it wrong there, so that might have slowed down Leon possibly. Not entirely sure about that really. Macro is going to benefit off the draft behind Leon there. Sadly, Luke is definitely going to have to abort that lap. See if he can get another one off. He still has about 7 minutes left, 7.5 minutes left. The pro class qualifying, so should be able to pull it off there.
Here come the times for our first pros setting their first quali times. We have Adam Southgate setting provisional pole with a 143.2. That is a blistering fast lap, but can't be too oh, and Leon Penn and now Matt Crow setting an even faster time of a 142.7.
So there you go. That answers my question that the draft really does help you around here. Macro was definitely benefiting off of Leon, so he definitely got the much faster time because of that. So yeah, there you go. But the 42 that has been set. So really fast times set by the pro class. We're gonna see if Queuing will be able to possibly upset that bunch up top. He's got the draft off of Macro, so we'll see what he can pull off here. So we've got about 21 racers starting this race for Daytona so far. Not too bad of a turnout. A couple of people had to go with had to absence themselves from this week due to personal issues, of course. But I think that it'll definitely upset the standings for Matt Caruna because he was able to win that race last week. So, he got the win there. So let's see what Luke Cohen can pull off. And there you go, 42.3. Amazing time because of that draft off of Crow there.
Again, just reiterated, just goes to show how effective the draft is around here at Daytona. Again, just with the really long straights and just the long sweeping bends of the NASCAR tracks that's designed for slipstreaming, it really goes to show just how effective it actually is versus a place like Sebring where you got two straights that you can realistically get a draft on.
That's unfortunate for Billy. He was trying to get another outlap in, but pushed a little too hard into T1. That's the big issue with T1. It's basically slightly breaking into the left, so you're not breaking you're not breaking in a straight line, which can upset the car and the stability of the vehicle. So a couple of people might be able to get it wrong and maybe take someone with them, but definitely gotta be careful of the T1 because of that braking into a left. And Billy just not able to really get good qualifying. Well, this was outlap, but saw the tires cold. Just pushed a little too hard trying to get past Matt there. Sorry, Luke. Yeah. Just gotta warm up those tires really. Looks like that Matt and Luke here is going to give it another go. Matt is right on the rear bumper of, well, was, but he's now behind Luke now. He's able to give himself a little room to Luke so that he doesn't get right on him when he's in the draft. But both of them coming to their hot lap now with about 2.5 minutes left in the session, so they should be having enough time to allow to finish those laps and hopefully improve in position there. And I mean, Matt will be able to take pole position away from Luke. Oh, Matt got a little swirly. Just hit the grass tiny bit inside of turn 1. He was able to maybe lose maybe half a second there, but hopefully the draft makeup will hopefully make it the time for him. And it looks like Luke's giving a bit of that lap, and so has Matt.
Coming up to a minute 45 seconds left in the session. Any driver that is not already starting a flying lap probably won't be able to finish their next flying lap. So our standings should be pretty stagnant now for where they are.
Definitely got Billy on his fast lap right now, I think. If it's not, then he's not going to have enough time another one. So he's going to hope that to see if he can improve in this one, get into that top 3. But right now, it's going to be Luke, Matt, and Leon. Finish off that top.
I think he is on a fast lap because Luke did get out of the way through turn 4 through the dog leg. So.
Also, big issue with the bus stop there. You go a little too far, or you miss your line a tiny bit, you'll get the off track and that'll invalidate your hot lap, which sucks. To really lose all that time. And Billy's going up to the line now, and he's gonna be posting a 1:42.8. I was able to get himself into P3, so able to get decent time, not even having a draft, so that's good on him. But able to get P3 there. Now we got the Luke and Matt, looks like. Not really entirely sure what they're doing. But I got enough time to finish a lap at all. So right now, this is what the standings are going to look like.
They get to finish the current lap that they're on now. So everyone who's past the line at the moment, so Luke, Matt, Adam, etc., they'll all get to finish their flying lap. Aside from that, the standings look pretty solidified at the moment. So,
Leon Penn took back 3rd position from Billy Fletcher with a very slim margin of 4/100ths of a second.
Yeah, Billy won't be too ecstatic about that. It's like Matt's gonna go past by Luke here.
Bending his lap and letting Matt continue on. Definitely doesn't want to give him the benefit of the draft, so getting out of the way and slowing down.
Looks like he's giving the draft just a little bit here, giving that toe. So we'll see if this will help him. Because not really yielding at the time, but we'll see if Matt can get that possibly the pole position back. But it's gonna be very close. And he was barely not able to get it. And a little accident there, but
little friendly car contact after a lap.
Yep, Matt Crow definitely improves on his lap there, but just wasn't able to get that pole position from Luke. But that is the standings. That is the grid that we're gonna have.
So we're waiting now for all the cars to grid up for the one formation lap behind the iRacing safety truck, I believe it is, here at Daytona. Let's run through the standings real quick. So again, Luke McCone with the pole sitting lap of a 142.34. Will be sitting on the front row alongside Matt Crow with a 142.41. I won't do times from now on. So behind them on the second row, Leon Penn and Billy Fletcher. On the third row, Adam Southgate and Matt Dambrine. Then Jorge Pinho. I really can't pronounce international names. And Nikolai Thrain. Then coming into the AM class, Sergio Vieira, Tristan Rosier, Roy Pinheiro, Adam Baustain. I apologize to everyone, by the way, for butchering everyone's names. Jamie Goodall, Brian Russell, Steve Hannon, Daniel Pohl, Dom Payne, Ray Peasley, Mark Southgate, and Zach Livingood. We'll wrap up your grid here tonight at Daytona International Raceway. As I do apologise, I did say the safety truck. It is not. It is a Mustang. So, yeah, as we wait for the green flag to fly, it's going to be an interesting race. What do you guys reckon would be the preferred strat here? Do you think it'll be the undercut through the pits, or do you think it'll be just a general outpace, or what do you guys think?
Well, I would say that probably just a general outright pace to try and get away from the pack here at the beginning, especially for these guys up on the front row showing the pace that they had. If they can get that gap large enough in the first few laps to break the draft from the guys behind, that'll give them a nice, easy drive for the rest of it. Not having to worry about the rest of the pack, but just their small group of really fast racers up at the front. So they might, if you're in P1, maybe going for that undercut might be a good idea, just to have the people behind you not getting your draft as you go. What about you, David?
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. It's just primarily a race of just trying to break that draft, and if you're in front, and then if you're behind, trying to get into that draft. Really, those are really the big time matters. So draft is definitely gonna be your friend here, but yeah, having that for the front, having that possibly the undercut there would put you in the back behind other vehicles, which could hopefully get you do quick overtakes. So it just really depends on the draft and distances when people come out on the pits and stuff like that. But I think it'll be interesting with just the field stops. So yeah.
As we come through NASCAR turn 4 here, I can't begin to imagine the nerves on everyone here tonight. Am I correct in saying tonight? I honestly don't know.
I would say tonight, especially since in the simulator we are currently at 11:20 at night.
That's a late race. As the safety car pulls in and the start comes into Luke's hands as we've taken off, and we are in fact green flag now for 45 minutes here at Daytona, as hopefully everyone navigates T1 hopefully successfully. So it does look like there is no incidents at the moment, so just taking it easy. Remember, get the tires up to temp, get the brakes up to temp, and then from there you can push as we come through.
Like we have had T1 completely clean for every single driver.
That's something you don't really see most of the time.
I really wish our iRacing 24 of Daytona was the same. As we come through the west Horseshoe here, we've got a car spearing off into the back here.
That is Daniel Pohl.
Such an unlucky start for him there.
is being just sent off the track there.
It's unfortunate contact between him and the Steve Hannon. Steve was just a little late on the brakes and clipped his right rear panel and just sent him off the track spinning.
So far, it looks like we just got single file racing at this point, so no big side-by-side battles here. Now it's just a fight for that draft, and it looks like Matt could be going for a move onto Luke into T1. Same with Billy behind him. It's gonna be very close. He's going outside here. Luke's gonna cover in that inside, get that inside lane. Very close to each other, but looks like Luke's gonna be able to hold on for now. Now we're coming into the International Horseshoe. That's sweeping right-left. Positions are about the same. And we have also Leon trying to get into the fight as well. So as of now, we about have a five-way fight for first, including AJ in the back and the only Ford GT. But yeah, he's been able to show.
I was going to cut you off here for a sec. Matt Dambron was turned through the International Horseshoe for a sec. Lost a few positions there, unfortunately. Not sure what happened there. I think just some contact happened between him and another driver, and yeah, they just brushed panels, and he drew the short straw. Unfortunately, he's going to be losing a few positions there, so he's going to have to try and work that back. So definitely a redemption race here for Matt.
Saw a pass for the lead for Sergio, passing Tristan. Back for the lead of the AM class. So we got a little fight going on there, it appears.
To come through the bus stop here for the second time. Everyone's just looking so poised, so neat and tidy. It's so nice to see just 5 or 6 cars just go just straight through there. Versus just 1 or 2 that you usually see just battling. So it's really nice to see that everyone's at least keeping some pace together. So we cut to Daniel's incident here through the West Horseshoe. We see everyone going around. And you'll see him in a sec just spear off to the back. As everyone comes around, here we go. Yeah, just gets hip and shouldered by the driver in front, missing his brake marker. And just, again, drew the short straw there. So it's going to be dead last for him, at least at the moment. Hopefully he can make back some positions here tonight. Try and take advantage of that. This is Matt DeBreen's incident here that I mentioned before through the International Horseshoe. This came together and just boonk. And just drew the short straw there. Just had that rear quarter panel just tapped. Fortunately backing out of the way of the other racers as to not be a nuisance to everyone. As we all know how annoying it is to have someone just rejoin in front of you randomly.
Well, you know it's nice. If you do get any damage or major damage in the race, you do have 5 fast repairs that you're able to use that should put you back in the fight, but that will, of course, make you lose time. So tread carefully on that.
We have an amazing 4-way battle here for second place, and first place is still within reach of all 3 of these guys going for it, with Luke McNoll leading the pack here.
Amazing seeing all this gearbox to gearbox racing here between the top 5, trying to battle and see who's going to be ending up on top here. But having all of them be next to each other like that, draft is definitely going to benefit all of those. So Luke might be having some trouble trying to keep those cars behind. because of that track. So hopefully we'll be able to defend it and see if we can hold on to that position.
For sure. But all these drivers also might just want to stay behind as much as they can and save fuel.
Oh, looks
Being
like
able to-
Luke has got it wrong out of the exit, and he's lost position to Billy right now.
As Billy, as Luke thinks about going back up the inside there through the bus stop, he thinks better of it and backs out. Just didn't have enough space between him and Billy to actually make a move, so tried to juke him out, but nope, nothing's working for him. So another strat that people can do is just sit in the draft and just save fuel. Because when you're in the draft, you don't need as much throttle to keep the same speed that you're maintaining. So it is definitely a way to save fuel and to keep your track position as well. And of course, when you save fuel, you can either stop later or not take as much fuel when you stop. And of course, that means lower pit times in comparison to your teammate, or not your teammates, but your rivals. So definitely going to be interesting. Go.
Yeah, Riley, looking back at that, it looked like it was intentional for Luke allowing Billy to pass. So I think he's going for that strat, just saving that fuel. Basically, the IndyCar strats, as we like to say sometimes. But yeah, that was definitely intentional of him to do that. So he's playing the long game instead of the short game here. So definitely a smart racer there. Hopefully, it'll pay off for him towards the end. His just primary goal is just stay in that drag. Stay in a tow from Billy. But Luke is a very fast driver, and he's shown that being pole. So I think he will be able to really accomplish that.
So we've got 36 minutes left of the race here. No major incidents at the moment to report on. It was just those lap 1 and lap 2 fender brushes. That was really mainly it. So, really nice to see some nice and clean racing from everyone today. So we're going to cut to a replay real quick. Someone just getting it all wrong here. Not sure who that was, just getting it all wrong.
Oh, we got an incident. Got a massive incident back to on live.
Yeah, we have Billy Fletcher going off in T1. So let's see what happened. Unfortunately, it looks like he just lost the rear end of the car.
I think what he did was just tap the grass. He was I've seen him do that a couple times during practice, so I think he's got it wrong there, and he's lost about 4 positions. Now he's in 5th place right now, so he's got some catch up to do.
It's the thing about T1 here at Daytona is that it will catch you out if you're not careful. And again, case in point there with Billy there, just caught him out, clipped the inside, and just turned him. So you need to respect that corner at all times, otherwise you will get ejected into the shadow realm.
Unfortunately, it looks like because of that incident with Billy, Nikolai was unfortunately on the inside, making it 3 wide between himself, Adam Southgate, and Matt Crow. And due to some netcode, Adam Southgate bounced off Matt Crow and into Nikolai, and Nikolai went into the inside wall of the pit wall pretty hard. Unfortunately, sustaining a lot of damage there.
That's fortunate, but it looks like Steve Hannon was coming out pit, so possibly repair chain as well. It looks like Southgate is going for a dive into the lead in T1. What a miraculous move, right in between the two. That was amazing.
As we have Jorge rubbing doors with Billy Fletcher, and Billy just getting it almost all wrong yet again. He had it unsettled through T1 and almost lost it, but fortunately he was able to maintain his position on track, both in the standings and on the surface. However, losing some distance to Jorge ahead now, as he's just absolutely just taken off in that Audi there.
It looks like Nikolai Franz is pits right now. I'm not sure what he's doing. It's gonna be too early for fuel. Really.
Nikolai was caught up in that incident after Billy went off and unfortunately had damage, so he's probably in there getting that fixed.
Okay. I think what happened possibly was that he didn't have his fast pair teched on because he's still in the pits at this time. So I think he's going to be losing. He's now into 18th place and losing a lot of spots due to that 2 wins. So he's going to be missing out on a lot. So most likely his race is pretty much over. So that's very unfortunate for him. Heading back to our P1 fight here between the 4 cars of Luke, Leon, Matt, and Adam here. Still really close action as Matt gets onto the gearbox of that Ford GT. Trying to see if he can stay with them and not try to lose it, anything like that. You gotta make sure you nail those breaking points perfectly as you can. And looks like Jorge is entering the frame right now, trying to get into that scrap as well.
So you can see the glowing red hot brakes from the Ford GT there. Just shows you how far we've come with the iRacing model. Just shows you how hard they're pushing as well, just trying to get every inch out of the car, just to try and get away from Matt there to try and break that toe. He's still 0.4 of a second back though, so he's still very much in the draft. As we come around NASCAR too, you can see him inching closer. He's now 1/10. You can see how effective it is. So Matt decides to back off for a sec, give him some space through the bus stop. Everyone takes it a little bit differently through there, I found, so it's better to leave a small gap to the car ahead of you, as you might actually bump the guy ahead and potentially turn him.
Where I might be able to go through possibly here. Because of that Matt backing off, he was able to lose time, and that allowed Luke to get much closer. Now we're too wide coming to G1, and Luke was able to get the move off of AJ there, and was able to retake the lead. Matt is still right behind them, but because of that lift off the bus stop, Luke was just able to get that massive toe coming onto AJ, and was able to get that move done coming into turn 1. It's always interesting on the car choices that racers pick. I'm not entirely sure what car is more powerful at what type of tracks, but it's always interesting to see what's picked here, especially with Adam Southgate in that Ford. But he's proven that he is fast. He's going to be a really good competitor to see this championship.
If you were to choose a car for this event here, David, what would you choose?
I think I would pick the Lamborghini, honestly. Seeing how many Lamborghinis are basically in the top 10 and 2 in this battle for P1 as well. It's definitely been shown, proven that to racers that it is a fast car and it can be really good for people to try to use them as well. Looks like we also have the new BMWs as well. A couple of spots back.
Sorry, I'm going to cut you off as we're going too wide here. Adam and Matt here, too wide into the first turn. Matt is going to be keeping that position ahead through to the International Horseshoe. Pretty ballsy going too wide there. As we've seen before, you can get it all sorts of wrong through to T1, and if you get it all sorts of wrong, you can potentially take other people out with you. So you got to be really confident with the car and yourself and the track through there to actually make a move. To start a move and to actually execute it correctly.
It's also worth noting that in the race session settings, marbles and dust are left on the track, so going offline is going to have a lot of consequences when it comes to grip, especially going through hard, high load turns such as T1.
Heartbreak for Nikolai Thron. Looks like he's left session, decided to park it. So that'll be his race over, unfortunately.
Fortunately, it looks like Dom Payne has done the same. Here we have a replay of Ray.
Just looked like he got a little too wide coming to the Horseshoe. Probably went a little too hot. Missed his braking zone. Just tried to keep it, but just went too wide on that grass and just did a half spin there. And struggling a little bit to get back onto the track there. Well, now we got back battle for P2.
Looks like Matt and Adam switched places.
Definitely going to be a lot of back and forth action, training positions back and forth. So it's just hopefully going to see whoever has the position first coming into last lap. So went to the finish. But I think we're going to have last lap position changes possibly as well. Looks like Matt coming on the inside of Luke there and securing that spot, going through the west Horseshoe, and he's got the lead there. Now Luke's got to try to defend that from AJ, and he's got that line cut off, and he's able to successfully close that door. But right now, we have Matt leading the race at this time. Luke is going to try to capitalize on that P2 and try to get that spot back, trying to be in the toe there. But AJ is right behind him with Leon and Jorge in position. We have battle for ultimately position 1.
And position 1 is the most ideal position to be in a race, as that means you are in fact winning the race and covering the most distance required with these timed races. It's not about how many laps you are required to turn. It's driving the furthest in the race session. So if you wanted to drive 2 laps technically and just coast around the track, you could do that in 45 minutes. But of course, everyone here are racers, and flat out is the preferred method to getting around Daytona and any racetrack for that matter.
So we got 2 wide coming into T1 with Leon and AJ there. And it looks like Leon was able to get that spot from AJ. So Leon's on a charge. Now he's going to try to attack Luke very shortly. Probably on the NASCAR turns as well.
As you can see here, just the 5-car battle pack that we've maintained pretty much from the start. It's really nice to see everyone is keeping pace with each other and keeping it interesting. Just shows you how close racing can get sometimes, especially in the GT3 class. It's a pretty even split between the cars, so it's not really on what car you drive, but what kind of skill sets you have. And now, the setup of the car, the layout of the car as well, the engine position, the brake bias, etc. That will play a part in it. But at the end of the day, it's really down to the driver to tame the car, make it its own, and to safely navigate it. We had a position change there with Matt Crow and Leon Penn. I saw them going too wide, just coming out of NASCAR 2.
Yeah, it looked like Mac actually gave position to Luke there. I think he's doing the same type of strategy that Luke was doing as well. But ultimately, it looks like he's going to be under attack from behind.
As you can see, Matt and Leon just absolutely hauling it to
Adam
Luke.
Southgate in the pit lane, going for that early stop, it seems.
Yeah, looks like this is the time that the pit window would open. So he's been the first one to go for that undercut. Hopefully that will pay off for him.
It's really quickly jumping back to the AM class. Sergio is having another really dominant race, but he has Rui Pinheiro like very close on his tail, trying to keep him honest, make sure that he can capitalize on.
So you got Adam pits now, one of the couple of AM cars behind him. So he's not really be able to really benefit off of the drag. He's really gonna hope that when everyone else starts a pit, he's gonna get those positions gained. But it looks like he might have taken some options as well, because that fender he's missing front left is back on. So not sure if he took an option to try to fix some of that aero damage or what.
He would have had his fast repair.
Yeah, that's probably what he did as well. So that's probably a little more time there. It seemed like he was in the pits a little bit longer than he should.
As we're now over halfway into the race now, as mentioned, we're seeing more and more guys in the pro class drop into the pits to try and pick up their pit stop and try and make an undercut work. Definitely going to be interesting to see if an uppercut will actually work on this track. Some of the sounded that it will. I'm not, but again, it's definitely going to be interesting to see if people can make it work. I mean, if Lewis Hamilton can do it, anyone can do it, really.
I like to use the instead of the uppercut, some of the punch move or something.
Oh, is it called overcut?
It's overcut, yeah.
Oh.
Overcut.
Leon Penn just finishing his pit stop.
Yeah.
Back out on the track.
Yeah, now that's what's supposed to be a pit stop supposed to look like. So, and he came, looks like about 4 seconds in front of Adam as well. So far, I think Adam's undercut possibly may have lost some bit of time, but Adam is a fast driver, so I think he'll be able to make up that time break.
Unfortunately for Leon as well, coming out in clean air, so he's not having to deal with fighting any other cars or getting stuck behind any slow cars. He can just get his head down and set laps.
So Leon Penn's pit stop time, so the total time that he was stopped for was 14.27 seconds. It's not indicative of how long he's actually spent in the pits. Obviously, it's going to be a lot longer. I suspect around 50 seconds. Again, each track will vary how long you're in the actual pit lane for, obviously, because of distance. And also the pit speed limit, too.
We had Daniel Pohl off just after T1. Fortunately, he was able to stay out of the way of the front of the pack guys. Here's a quick replay of what happened to him.
Just lost it, all sorts of wrong. He ran wide, obviously, and again, that's what we're talking about with the marbles there before. If you hit those marbles, you're gonna have less grip. So when you jump on it, car's gonna get squirmy on you, and it's not gonna be a good day.
Not definitely not, but it's good that Daniel was able to get out of the way out of the from the leaders, because that would have cost them their race just a little bit and allowed others behind to attack them. But so far, it's been clean for the front pack. Now we got Mark Southgate and Tristan. Tristan now coming out of the pit. Mark coming into the pits right now, going for their pit stops.
You can see now the average pit stop time is now around 18 seconds. Not sure if Leon took just less fuel or if people are taking tires. I'm not sure how long tires take here. But
I imagine
definitely,
that Leon having sat somewhere in the middle of that first place pack for so long probably was able to save a lot of fuel. But we have also Billy Fletcher and Jorge going into the pit lanes now as well.
Now let's cut to the AM battle here. Sergio going to the pits as well, but then we have Jamie and Rui right behind each other going to the pits. Battle for the P2 right there. So whoever gets faster pit out of the two of Jamie and Rui is going to be coming out for P2. But I've watched them for a little bit, and it's been a really good fight between those two so far. But it just really comes down to this pit stop and see who can get away much quicker.
so now 30 minutes just over into the race.
Oh, we have Tristan Rosier getting it wrong in the bus stop and doing a little spin. Possibly cold tires there because he just came out of the pits, but that's going to cost him some time there.
Those are on board with him now. Yeah, clip the curb on the inside, on the outside there, and just car's not happy. Car's like, no, I don't want to do that. See you, mate.
Yeah, just
Pirouetted on him.
Yep, just seemed like he just went a little too fast in there. I think he was expecting the hot temperature. I mean, like warmed up temperature, optimal temperatures performance there, but for the pit stop, he had to cool down just a tiny bit. So sent it a little too far.
As we're on board now with Luke, you can see him just gaining, actually catching some traffic here, and navigating it pretty well. As we've got
Matt Crow, who was in P2 behind Luke going into the pits, trying to get that undercut.
See if Luke will have the pace to stay up top. But it looks like Jamie and Rui have actually got a little bit more distance from each other. So Rui got a little bit of a better pit stop than Jamie there, but still a good fight. Sergio is about 2 seconds in front of Rui here. So far he's been cruising away with the lead of the AM class. So good race for him so far. It looks like Luke is really trying to push and just set the fastest lap of the race.
You see him furiously flashing at traffic to try and get him out of the way. He's got about 35 seconds back to Matt here, and he's trying to make that work, trying to play that in his favor to put as many meters between him and Matt as possible to try and secure that win for him. We've got about 16 minutes left here in the session, so really still it is anyone's race. Because of course traffic might not get out of the way, you might make a mistake yourself, but again, getting around that traffic there. As we've just got Ray Peasley getting it all wrong there, trying to get it turned around, just not getting it done. However, through the bus stop, just overcooked it. Obviously had the tow from Luke, and I didn't anticipate how fast he was actually going to be through there.
Yeah, I think he didn't know how fast it's going to be because he did get that tiny bit of tow, which was able to, and Luke is into the pits now. It's about around 35 seconds there, but we'll see if his fast in lap will hopefully get him that time he's going to need for that P1 position from Matt. Also, looks like Leon is right on the bumper of Matt there, so we'll see. He should be able to be back in the fight with P1 as well, but it's going to be really close for Luke here to see if he can get back on top. And Luke is out of the pits now.
He is coming out of the pits now with about a 15-second stop. So very average for our stop times.
And it looks like he's been able to get in front for now, but they're coming right back at him. Yeah, it looks like Luke was able to get some room away from Matt there, and Matt does not have the draft.
Yeah, I believe Matt Crow is probably a little bit less than a second off Luke when he went into the pits, and now Luke has a 2.5 second plus gap between Matt, so his pit stop strategy has definitely worked out for him.
Most definitely, yeah.
as we're coming onto the back straight here. Just going to demonstrate quickly how effective the draft actually is, if Leon's actually going to pass him or not. Just how effective the draft is here at Daytona. You just see him just being absolutely glued to the back of Matt there. As he decides to back out of it, coming through the bus stop. Of course, trying to keep that space to him. Trying to keep that gap to him, sorry. As he's 4/10ths back at the start of the bus stop. We'll see how close he is to Matt, the start-finish line.
Yeah, look up the pit times here. Yeah, it looks like Luke's able to get 13.6 seconds, and Matt with 14.8 seconds, so he's able to get the time from that pit stop.
As we see Leon going almost too wide into the first turn. And we actually are almost too wide into the first turn here. Leon running it really wide. Almost a little bit too wide there. Almost picking up some marbles there. Almost decided to take it, but thought better of it to leave it to him. To come through International Horseshoe now. Very much in the infield now. Leon's just waiting to get that draft again so he can make another move, or at least try to make another move. You really can't pass unless you're really close or just in a completely different class on the infield. It's just virtually impossible with the distances that we're working with at the moment. As we can see, coming through NASCAR 2, I always find it weird how NASCAR name their turns. As Leon goes too wide with Matt, and does actually take the position before the bus stop here, gets it done. And now he's got to hold on to that with every inch of his life. As we've got about 11 minutes left in the session until the checkered flag flies here at Daytona. As now we've got Matt in the same position that Leon was not just one lap ago. Thinking, alright, should I send it? Should I not? What should I do here? I think he's going to think the better of it and not make a move into T1 on him. Was that just... Sorry?
Yeah, I'm just saying, it looks like Liam was just able to stay ahead there. We'll see how long Macro will be behind him. But so far, looks like we have Jamie that actually passed Rui for second place in the AM class. So as we on the charge towards Sergio there, but he's about second behind. So it looks like possibly a three-way battle going to be for the lead of the AM class here.
As again, I just want to reiterate how much you need the draft around here. When Luke came out of the pits, he was about 2 seconds away from Leon and Matt, and now he's about 4 seconds away ahead. So he's definitely putting some distance between them, especially after his pit stop. So that's, yeah, it just goes to show that when you don't have a draft, you're really crippled in terms of straight line speed. I'm not sure if Luke's been picking up traffic or if he's just been outright just putting down faster laps. It definitely does look like he's been putting down faster laps. Luke's last time was a 43.19, whereas both Leon and Matt's were in the 44s, so a 44.04 for Leon and a 44.2 for Matt there. He's definitely putting down some time as Luke sets a session best time there of a 42.91. You can really see he's trying to get every inch out of that car, put as much distance between Luke and himself and the battle pack behind him to hopefully try and secure the race as we fall under the 10-minute mark here at Daytona.
Yeah, Luke is just pushing 100% out of that car and himself as well. Definitely trying to get that pace out away from Leon, and definitely looking really good to a win here Oh, looks like Jamie's actually got it wrong and actually hit the wall on the pit exit and was able to get Rui the position now. Don't
It's
know what happened.
unfortunate.
Yeah, don't know what happened there, but lost some time there and might have some possible damage. That could be slowing him down. Maybe we take a look at the replay.
This looks
Oh.
like just Jamie. Jamie had a little bit too much oversteer there and just corrected it into the wall there on the inside, ultimately costing him the position.
Yeah, just didn't turn in quick enough. I don't know. That's usually a strange place to get an instance there, but that's very unfortunate for Jane.
You can really see the tire wear. I reckon it would have been tire wear related with that oversteer on the exit. So it's going to cut to another replay here. Absolutely, just that is how you do a pass here at Daytona on the infield.
Yep, good pass for Billy going on to Jorge there. Really good pass for P4 right there. And looks like that P4 is going to be too wide coming into T1 right now. Right onto each other right there. Oh, he's going to force him on the outside. He's going to anchor his brakes a little closer. Better. And looks like AJ is getting to the fight as well. But Billy's really just the big winner of that fight so far. Really good racing thing, these two. Lap after lap, going hard at each other. Now we're on board with Matt here with the P2 fight between Matt Crow and Leon Penn. Really racing.
Still 0.3 of a second between each other, and yeah, 6 seconds to Luke ahead. So he's definitely still absolutely pushing that car to its absolute limit. Just pushing that Audi there from Luke. As we had Leon thinking about making a move, thought the better of it, tuck in behind Matt and try and get him through T1. I think his mindset at the moment. He's 0.4 out from the bus stop. See what he's like coming past the pit entry and the start-finish straight.
Not too much time left here. Only about 6 minutes left. So Racer's gonna have to start get desperate and try to make some moves. And looks like we got
going
the
too wide. Move has been done on Matt there. I think Matt actually just conceded the position. Didn't want to go too wide. Didn't want to mess with that through T1. He knows how hairy it is through there. When you're too wide or even 3 wide, that's very scary through there. But he's not hesitating, keeping the pressure on Leon here. As you can see, there's still about 0.4 between them. So he's definitely going to try and keep the draft, keep the pace with him, and hopefully try and capitalize on anything that Leon does.
I think Matt Crow is going to try to go off the draft situation off of the last final laps, and may hopefully go for a overtake on the draft. So maybe possibly Leon will go into blocking. So we'll see what happens towards the end of the race. But Matt is just really going to try to hold on between that 1 second buffer to get that draft from Leon there as we come about 5 minutes left into the race.
I just want to bring your attention back in the field a little bit to Billy, Jorge, and Adam. It's a 3-way fight for 4th here. Within a second between those 3 cars. Again, I'm going to reiterate. I've repeated myself a million times. The draft here is incredible. It's the same as Le Mans. It's just, it's addictive, and you can't help it. As we've got Adam thinking about making a move on Jorge here, thinking about sending that 4GT around the outside, and that he does, almost runs him into the grass there, but leaves just enough room for him to stay on the racing surface, as he actually has just turned Jorge here. Not sure what happened there, if that was intentional or not. I highly doubt it was intentional. So we just cut to a quick replay here
It looks like Adam is slowing down to try and let Jorge come past here in a second.
Wow, it just looked like just Adam just turned into Jorge there. I don't think Adam wasn't anticipating Jorge not to turn in quickly enough from the turn one into that mini chicane right there. But yeah, just Adam running into the side of Jorge. It's definitely given Billy the position.
It's coming to another
2.
replay here of Adam rejoining and just having a really close call with another driver there. Looking
was,
back on
Adam giving the position back to Jorge after that incident.
yeah.
So good sportsmanship between the two. Adam saw that was his fault there. Decided to give it back to him. Didn't want to receive any type of penalty, but that's good sportsmanship right there.
It did look like that Adam was trying to hold his position, whereas Jorge was trying to just drive normally and drove in on to Adam, but Adam wasn't moving over to follow the flow of the track. That's just my quick analysis of that. As again, Luke just absolutely driving away. He's now 6.6 ahead of Leon. As Leon's starting to drive a little bit away from Matt. It's about 6/10 between those two. The draft is only usable up until about a second, and then you're going to start to have a bit of a drop off with the suck, as I like to call it. So
I just want to pay attention to the P1 battle between A and Class, and it looks like Rui was able to get that pass on Sergio, which was leading the whole race on the A battle. Rui getting get that last second pass really paid off there, and was able to get him the P1 position. About 2 minutes roughly left in the race. It's going to be a really close fight between these three. Looks like possibly 1 or 2 more laps to go.
It should be a white flag next time the cars come around. As Luke is only just now going through the bus stop with less than 1 lap's worth of time left on the clock.
I reckon this will be a white flag for the round 2 race, Daytona.
I just want to bring your attention back to Adam and Jorge here. Really close battle coming into the bus stop. Just wants to try and make that move again. Obviously, without the issue of turning the other person, which obviously is less than ideal. As Luke again setting a personal and session fastest time of a 1 minute 42.85. As you can see, he's still wringing the absolute guts out of that Audi there he's driving tonight.
Yeah.
He's put 7 seconds on Leon.
He doesn't care about that gap. He still wants to go as fast as he wants. That's amazing.
What differentiates this simulation and the real life thing is that you don't actually have to maintain the car. So you can go really as fast as you want. Whereas in real life, you might have your engineer in your ear saying, look after the car, mate. We need that. Because obviously you got to replace bits on the car. But we don't have that luxury in iRacing. We can drive however fast we want.
Yeah, most definitely. Now going back to the position P5 battle between Jorge and Adam here, really close to each other. So Adam's really gonna try to go for that slipstream, try to get that pass done there.
As we have ticked over the 45-minute mark for the race, I suspect it'll be the next time by will be the checkered flag here. So when Luke passes the start-finish line, it will definitely be race over. As will Adam make any last-ditch attempts to make a pass on Jorge? He's definitely really close here, about 2/10 behind, so he definitely probably can do something between now and the finish line, as we've got Luke and Leon and Matt and Billy all passing the line here. Turning out the top 3, I'll come back to that in a second. As we have
Oh
As
no,
we
we
do
had an
have
incident
Adam.
with Sergio and Jamie Goodall coming through the bus stop as Jamie came in a little hotter than Sergio and spun him.
Sorry. Sorry, Adam did take P5 and then absolutely just sent it into one of the cars parked on the outside of the track that was finished, starting the Adam Southgate SpaceX program. Sorry, go on.
But looks like we have a replay here of
So that pass for that P1 for
Yep.
the AM class was brilliant. And it looks like Rui was actually able to get that AM first place there. So he's gonna be good points coming in. And also congratulations to Luke McCohen for the overall win for the pro class and the whole race as well. So yeah, we've got Leon finished second, 10. Matt Crow third place for the top 3 of the pro class, and Rui pinned Iro for P1 for the AM, and then Jamie Goodall for P2, and then it looks like Adam Boostine
It'll
for
be Sergio
Sergio for
Villarella
P3.
for
was Jay?
P3.
Okay, all right.
Adam is in the pro class.
Okay. Oh yeah, looks like yeah. I apologize. But yeah, that's the top 3 for the pro and AM classes. Good race. Mostly a battle of its draft, but I like the strategy put in between the cars swapping positions. Just the fast pace from Luke alone was just miraculous. About 5 tenths faster than anyone from his best lap from anyone out in the field, really. So really fast driver. Just pushed it all the way to the end.
And that was without a draft as well, I believe. So definitely setting in some good times there from Luke. Absolutely smashing that real life record out of the ballpark again. That time was a 144.591. Unsure what car set that, but definitely the Audi seems to be the choice around here, setting the 143.23 as set by Luke, as I mentioned before.
Yeah, really good stuff coming out of this race. But yep, those are your race winners. I want to thank Riley and Matt joining all of us in this booth, be able to broadcast the second round of the sim racing experience, brought to you by Luxim and iRacing. I just want to say thank you everyone for joining us, and have a great afternoon, evening, or morning wherever you are.
See ya.